When I was growing up, there were a lot more farmers in the United States. Most people lived on a farm, or they had an uncle or a grandfather, somebody that was connected with agriculture, and that's not true today. Obviously, food is what composes our body and makes us healthy, and so I think it's important that we understand how food grows, where it comes from, and all the processes, and why eating certain things is healthy. This is not just a bean, it's the seed for the next generation. And so,
Mohr-fry is the owner of mohr-fry Ranch, a family farming operation based in Lodi. These heirloom beans are one of their signature products, and soon they'll be dished up for students in the Lodi Unified School District, thanks to the efforts of Zenobia Barlow and the Center for Eco-Literacy.
There's nearly 1 billion meals served in schools in the state of California annually. So there's huge potential for feeding children healthy food.
The center is working with 71 school districts in California to serve locally grown food 1 day a week, a campaign called California Thursdays.
In San Diego, for example, I think they have at least 212 campuses, and they're serving antibiotic-free chili lime, drumsticks, and fresh vegetables. In Monterey, they have a Bay to Tray program, and so instead of kids eating pollock from Alaska, they're eating local Monterey-raised fish in fish tacos. In Oakland, they're serving a whole wheat pasta with kale and chorizo, and that kale is from Alba Organics.
And here at Lodi High School, the heirloom beans grown by mohr-fry Ranch in Lodi are being turned into a hearty pasta fagioli dish.
So with the beans, when they come to us like this, a raw product, and we have to soak them overnight. It's very important to soak them or the quality doesn't come out as good. So
when we started California Thursdays and cooking from scratch, the kitchen staff were a little hesitant and unsure about what was going to be required to cook. It was a little bit of a transition for our staff, but once they could see the quality difference between a canned bean and a fresh bean and how beautiful these beans are, it really just got them excited about cooking and adding and introducing the students to that new product.
I think it's great. So many of our students don't get to eat the fresh food like this because they can't afford it. So I think it's wonderful that we can offer these products to the kids. Very good. I can't stop eating it.
The Lodi Unified School District began the transition to fresher, more local food a few years ago. Along with the beans, they're now serving hot dogs made in Lodi and sloppy joes using California beef. They found the biggest hurdle was bringing back kitchen equipment that had been removed, as well as training the staff to cook from scratch.
Traditionally, if you looked at 50 years ago, freshly prepared meals were the norm, but as the processed food and fast food convention occurred across the country, schools stopped building kitchens and started serving heat and thaw meals. And so this is the resurgence of sort of the old-fashioned way of cooking real food for real kids.
And real kids say they can taste the difference.
Today I ate some bread with this wonderful soup. It had beans in it. It's really good, and it's very healthy for you. You know, they're like brown and stuff, so it has a good flavor, especially with all the spices, make it better. So all around, it's pretty good soup.
Well, like in elementary school, we didn't really have this, and it was more bland, and then now it's not as bland, and it's more diverse. It's not just like hamburgers and pizza. It's like bean soup and sloppy joes. It wakes me up more. Like I was saying, like I used to, like a few years ago, I'd fall asleep in class all the time, and now like after lunch, I'm like awake and ready.
It's probably a little bit better to like eat healthy. So like hearing that things like come from like out of our backyard, like it could come from right out of our backyard. It's kind of cool to think about that.
Lodi Unified also put in self-serve salad bars at all their schools, offering students fruits and veggies that are 85% California grown.
We get our Arcadian mix or our salad mix from the Salinas Valley. We have strawberries that have been grown right here close to Watsonville. It is all sourced here that we can get during season. The fresh produce is not that much more expensive to bring it in local. The beans were on a pound per pound basis, but by the time I add in all the additional costs, it really isn't that much of a difference for us. Maybe a few cents on a meal, but it's well worth it.
I like to know that the food that I eat is fresh and not come from a company and processed and just left in a can and shipped. I like to know that's fresh.
Thank you.
The 71 school districts in our network are examples of people who are innovating and making commitments to do this in large or small ways.
My advice for other districts would be for them to start small if they're looking to introduce local foods or to be a partner within the California Thursdays initiative. And by doing that, they don't have to necessarily do the whole plate, but look at one item or a produce that they can bring in or a farm that's close by. They may not be able to do their entire district, but they can start it with one school and then expand from there and not be afraid of it, because the families, the students, your staff really connect with knowing where their food comes from.